Failure didn't chase you. You invited it. Every missed morning, every delayed decision, every excuse you protected like family. Those were signatures. Discipline isn't inspiration. It's an order you obey when your mind rebels. 30 days isn't hope. It's a sentence. Serve it properly, and years of weakness lose their power. No speeches, no miracles. Just rules, repetition, and silence. You don't need talent. You need control. And control isn't loud. It's cold, consistent, and unforgiving. Stay. Listen. If you're ready to stop negotiating with your future, this begins now. Decide today, or remain exactly who you hate becoming tomorrow forever. Listen to me. Stop blaming luck. Stop blaming your parents, your city, your past. None of it matters. You are never unlucky. You are undisciplined. Every failure you've ever faced, your signature is on it. You know it. Don't lie to yourself. You skipped mornings, ignored responsibilities, let distractions run your life. That's it. That's the crime. Not fate. Not chance. You. And until you own that, nothing changes. Excuses are cheap. You love them, don't you? You wrap them around yourself like a blanket. I didn't have time. I was tired. I tried. Stop. Those words mean nothing here. I don't care about effort. I care about results. Results aren't given. Results are taken. And if you keep handing over your life to excuses, the world will take it anyway, because the world doesn't wait for weak men. Discipline isn't a suggestion. It isn't optional. It isn't a favor. It's a law, and you've been breaking it your entire life. Wake up. If you can't command yourself, no one else will. You'll wander. You'll fail. You'll complain. You'll watch others pass you by. And deep down, you know it's true. You know why you're where you are. You've avoided responsibility. You've avoided pain. You've avoided control. And control is the only thing that separates the weak from the strong. Right now, your mind is forming excuses. I can hear it. It's too hard. I'm not ready. Maybe tomorrow. Stop it. Discipline is not about readiness. Readiness is a lie. Discipline is doing it anyway. When you don't feel like it, when your brain screams to quit, when your body fights against the work, you obey, you act, you take ownership. That's what separates men who succeed from men who fail. Nothing else, nothing more. Look at your failures again, the ones you're trying to justify. Every one of them is proof of your negligence, your weakness, not luck, not fate, not timing, weakness, plain and simple. You ignored the rules. You broke your own agreements. You compromised when you shouldn't have. And that's why you're here, staring at your life and wondering why it isn't better, wondering why everyone else seems ahead, because they obeyed rules you refused to follow. Discipline fixes that. Discipline rewrites that record. You don't need motivation. You don't need inspiration. You need obedience. Daily, unbroken obedience to a set of actions you've been avoiding. Wake up, follow the rules, execute. No excuses. No excuses. No negotiating with weakness. You either do it or you stay weak. Nothing in between. 30 days. 30 days is all it takes to start erasing years of failure. Start small, start simple, but start simple, but stop negotiating with yourself. Stop lying. Stop pretending that life owes you something. Life owes you nothing. You owe yourself everything. And if you want to change, it begins now. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel like it. Now. The clock is ticking. Every second you hesitate is another second of weakness you allow to live. Control yourself. Obey your schedule. Execute your plan. Crush your excuses. Stop pretending you are unlucky. Stop pretending someone else is responsible. 30 days of discipline and you'll be a different man. Fail to start and you'll stay exactly who you are. Weak, undisciplined, forgotten. Choose. Listen carefully. Discipline isn't a pep talk. It isn't a quote you pin on your wall. It isn't motivation. Motivation dies. Motivation fades. Motivation is for boys who want comfort with their dreams. Discipline isn't feeling good. Discipline isn't waiting for the perfect mood. Discipline is obeying orders you give yourself when every part of you wants to quit. That is the difference. That is power. That is control. You will fail if you chase inspiration. You will fail if you wait to feel ready. You are not ready. You will never be ready. Life doesn't care about your readiness. It doesn't care about your Jesus. Every second you wait, every moment you feel tired, every time you tell yourself tomorrow is another chance, you are giving life permission to pass over you. And it will, without mercy, without warning. Discipline is self-control. That is the law. You obey. You follow the rules you set for yourself. Every morning, every action, every decision, no shortcuts, no compromises. You control your body. You control your mind. You control your schedule. You control your actions. Nothing else matters. You are the general of your own life. And if you do not enforce the rules, the enemy, your weakness, will take over. Do not misunderstand me. Discipline isn't comfortable. It isn't easy. It's painful. It demands that you ignore your impulses, that you crush your laziness, that you work when every bone in your body screams to rest, that you do what others avoid, that you choose the path nobody wants to walk, because it is the path that builds strength. Comfort is weakness. Weakness is unnoticed. Obedience builds the man. Look at your life. Look at the wasted hours, the unfinished tasks, the empty promises you made to yourself. Who's responsible? Not fate, not luck, not your environment. You are. Own it. Discipline is the act of saying no to yourself now, so that your future self does not suffer. Every time you resist, every time you follow the rule even when it hurts, you are training yourself. You are rewriting your DNA. You are creating your reputation. Here is the truth. The world does not reward feelings. It rewards results. Results are created by repetition, by consistency, by obedience, not by hope, not by dreams, not by one day maybe. If you want results, you act. You act when it's hard. You act when it's boring. You act when no one is watching. That is discipline. That is control. That is power. Stop lying to yourself about doing your best. Your best is irrelevant. Your best is variable. Your best depends on mood, energy, motivation. Discipline doesn't. Discipline is constant. Discipline is your steel. It is non-negotiable. Your word to yourself must become law. Break it once, and your life becomes negotiable. Break it twice, and failure becomes a habit. Obey it, and you become unstoppable. Understand this. Discipline is not about self-help. It is self-control. Self-control is strength. Strength is silent. Strength is invisible to the weak. Strength does not beg for attention. It commands it. Every action you take, every rule you follow, every moment of obedience adds to your presence, your reputation, your invincibility. Soon, people will notice. Not because you announce it, not because you brag. They will notice because they can't ignore a man who cannot be weak. You have 30 days. 30 days is all it takes to show yourself what obedience feels like, to see what control can do, to start breaking habits that have chained you for years. Start small, start brutal, start now. Follow every rule you set, execute without question, resist comfort, resist weakness, resist your impulses. Every time you do, your old self dies a little more. And that man who fails, he dies silently inside you. This is your life. These are your rules. You are in charge. Obey them, execute them, enforce them. 30 days. That's the trial. And when you pass, you will never look at excuses the same way again. Weakness will be alien. Control will be familiar. Power will be yours. Only if you obey. Only if you obey yourself. Listen carefully now. 30 days sounds small to you because you've never taken control of even one. You hear 30 days and you think it's light work. You think it's temporary. You think it's something you can survive and then return to your old habits. That thinking is exactly why you failed for years. 30 days isn't short. 30 days is brutal if you do it properly. Your mind doesn't change through motivation. It changes through repetition. Right now, your brain is trained for comfort. It looks for shortcuts. It avoids pain. It delays responsibility. That didn't happen overnight. It was trained day by your weak decisions. And the same way it was trained into weakness, it can be trained into control. 30 days is enough to start that process. Not because it's magical, Because it's relentless. In the first few days, your mind will fight you. It will question every rule. Why are we doing this? What's the point? We can rest today. That resistance is proof you're doing it right. Weakness hates structure. Weakness hates routine. Weakness survives in chaos. The moment you impose order, it panics. That panic is your advantage. Do not comfort it. Do not negotiate with it. Ignore it and execute. By the second week, something changes. Not comfort, not confidence, clarity. Your mind starts understanding that excuses no longer work, that delay no longer saves you, that discipline is not leaving. And when the mind understands that escape is gone, it adapts. This is where most people quit right before adaptation. They feel bored, empty, unmotivated. Good. That boredom is the death of your old self. Stay there. Don't run from it. 30 days works because it forces repetition without reward. You wake up, you execute, you repeat. No applause, no validation, no immediate results. This is where identity begins to shift. You stop asking how you feel. You stop checking your mood. You stop waiting for the right moment. You just move. And when you move without emotion, you start building authority over yourself. That authority is rare. That authority is dangerous in a good way. Understand this clearly. Discipline compounds quietly. You won't notice it daily. You'll notice it suddenly. One day you'll realize you don't argue with yourself anymore. You don't delay simple tasks. You don't feel proud for basic responsibilities. You just do them. That's control. That's power. That's what 30 days begins to install into your system. Your brain likes patterns. Right now, it recognizes failure as familiar. It knows procrastination. It knows excuses. Discipline feels foreign, painful, unnatural. 30 days is long enough to make discipline familiar and failure uncomfortable. And once failure becomes uncomfortable, you stop returning to it. Not because of fear, because it feels beneath you. Do not complicate this. 30 days is not about doing everything. It's about doing the same few things every single day, no matter what. Same wake-up time, same work block, same rules, same standards. When you repeat structure, your identity follows. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your standards. And your standards have been low for too long. You don't need a lifetime commitment. That scares weak minds. You need 30 days of obedience. 30 days where you stop listening to excuses. 30 days where comfort doesn't get a vote. 30 days where you prove to yourself that you can be trusted. Because right now, you don't trust yourself. And deep down, you know it. This is why 30 days is enough. It doesn't make you perfect. It makes you dangerous to your old habits. It breaks the illusion that you can't. It exposes how much of your failure was choice, not circumstance. And once you see that clearly, you can't unsee it. You can't go back to pretending. If you complete 30 days properly, you won't feel excited. You won't feel emotional. You'll feel calm, controlled, clear. And that calm is a warning sign to weakness. Because a man who controls himself doesn't need luck. He creates outcomes. He creates distance between who he was and who he's becoming. 30 days, not forever, not someday. 30 days of discipline. Follow the rules, repeat the actions, ignore your feelings, and watch how fast years of failure start losing their grip on you. This is not hope. This is mechanics. And mechanics always work if you do. Listen closely. The first week is where most men break. Not because it's hard, because it's honest. Your old identity, the one you've clung to for years, is dying. And that scares you. Good. It should. You've been weak. You've been lazy. You've been undisciplined. That man, your old self, doesn't deserve to survive. And in these 7 days, he won't. Day 1. Expect resistance. Your mind screams to stay in comfort. It will remind you of every excuse you've ever used. It's too early. You're tired. You're tired. Just rest today. Ignore it. You are no longer negotiating with weakness. You're enforcing rules. The comfort you crave is poison. The moment you obey, instead of listen, you start killing the old version of yourself. Day 2, you'll notice boredom. Tasks feel repetitive. Pain feels sharper. Your brain tries to trick you. This isn't necessary. Skip it. It's lying. Every repetition compounds discipline. Every small act of obedience kills another layer of laziness. Remember this. The old you thrived in chaos. He hid in excuses. Day 2 is where you confront him directly and tell him, not anymore. Day 3, fatigue sets in. Mental, physical, emotional. Your mind will bargain. You did well yesterday, rest today. No, obedience doesn't take breaks. Weakness cries, but you don't answer. You execute, you push. You ignore the voice that tells you comfort matters. That voice is your enemy. It is the ghost of the old self. Kill it with action. Day 4, doubt appears. Why am I doing this? Am I changing at all? Yes, you are. Slowly, quietly, invisible to everyone. But in 7 days, that old man who complains, who fears, who delays loses control over you. You start proving to yourself that rules are stronger than feelings, that you can command your mind, that you can survive boredom, pain, and resistance. Day 5, temptation will attack. The old pleasures, the shortcuts, the distractions, they call your name. They will make you feel nostalgic for weakness. Don't answer. Weakness thrives on nostalgia. Discipline thrives on execution. Choose execution. Every refusal, every act of control buries the old man deeper. Every compromise resurrects him. Do not compromise. Obey. Repeat. Obey. Repeat. Day 6. Clarity arrives, sharp and silent. You notice patterns in your weakness. You see how often you avoided responsibility, how often you abandoned your rules, how often you chose comfort over power. That man, the one who tolerated excuses, is dying. You don't mourn him. You don't celebrate yet. You simply watch him fade. You enforce the new standard, silently, relentlessly. Day 7. The old self is a corpse, not completely gone, but weak, hollow, powerless. You wake up with a quiet authority. You don't need motivation. You don't need excitement. You simply obey. You follow the rules. You enforce control. That is the new identity. A man who doesn't negotiate. A man who doesn't beg for courage. A man who has killed weakness and survived. Understand this. These 7 days are only the beginning. The old self will whisper. It will beg. It will try to return when comfort tempts you. Ignore him. Discipline is non-negotiable. Control is non-negotiable. Extortion is non-negotiable. The corpse of your old identity is a reminder. Obey or die weak. Weak men break in this week. You don't. You will feel the weight of authority over yourself. You will see the power in repetition. You will understand the mechanics of transformation. 7 days is enough to start killing the man who has failed you for years. After this week, you are no longer a slave to excuses. You are no longer a victim of laziness. You are no longer weak. Obedience replaces emotion. Action replaces hesitation. Rules replace excuses. And in these first 7 days, if you commit fully, you will realize the old man is gone. The new man silent, focused, disciplined is ready for the war that lies ahead. 30 days is the trial. 7 days is the execution of your old self. Keep your eyes forward. Stay cold. Stay consistent. Obey. Listen. This is where it turns ugly. Days 8 to 18 are not about starting. They're about surviving. The excitement is gone. The novelty is dead. No one is cheering. No one cares. Good. This phase isn't built for applause. It's built to expose whether you are serious or just emotional. You wake up and there's no spark, no fire, just rules staring back at you. This is the war. Not against the world, against the voice that says enough, against the part of you that wants comfort back. That voice is louder now because it's losing. Don't argue with it. Don't analyze it. Execute. Action is the only language weakness understands. Boredom hits hard here. The routine feels repetitive. The work feels heavy. You start questioning the point. That question is a trap. The point is obedience. The point is control. The point is to do the same hard things when they stop feeling meaningful. That's how standards are forged. Not when it's exciting, when it's dull and you do it anyway. Understand this? Most people quit here, not because they can't continue, but because they don't like who they are becoming. Discipline strips your excuses. It removes your identity as a victim. It takes away your favorite stories about why you're behind. And without those stories, there's nowhere to hide. So they quit. They return to comfort. They call it balance. It's surrender. You won't surrender. You will tighten the rules. You'll tighten the rules. You'll shorten the leash. You'll become colder with yourself, not cruel precise. Wake-up time doesn't change. Work blocks don't move. Distractions don't negotiate. You don't reward yourself for basics. You don't celebrate survival. You expect obedience. That expectation is authority. Authority is earned here. Days 8 to 18 teach you something dangerous. You don't need motivation to function. You don't need confidence to act. You don't need clarity to move forward. You just need a rule and the spine to follow it. When you learn that, fear loses leverage. Doubt loses volume. Excuses lose oxygen. Your mind will try new tactics. It will say, "You're doing too much." It will say, "This isn't healthy." It will say, "Other people don't live like this." Ignore it. Other people don't get results like this either. You're not here to be average. You're here to be controlled. Control creates outcomes. Outcomes create distance. Some days you'll perform poorly. Fine. Performance isn't the goal here. Compliance is. You show up even when the output is weak. You follow the rule even when the energy is low. That's how you build reliability. And reliability beats intensity every time. Intensity burns out. Reliability compounds. By the middle of this phase, something shifts. You stop checking how you feel before you act. You stop asking for permission from your mood. You stop bargaining. You just move quietly, efficiently. That's when people around you feel it, even if they can't explain it. You're less reactive, less available, more focused. That's presence. That's pressure. Don't talk about it. Talking leaks energy. Talking invites doubt. Keep your mouth shut and your schedule tight. Protect the routine like it's illegal. Because for your old self, it is. Every day you complete without negotiation is another day. The old habits starve. This is the war phase because it tests loyalty, not loyalty to a goal, loyalty to rules. Anyone can chase a goal when it's exciting. Very few men stay loyal to rules when they're tired, bored and unseen. Be one of the few. That choice changes everything. By day 18, you'll notice something uncomfortable. Discipline feels normal. That should scare you. Normal means permanent as possible. Normal means you can't pretend anymore. Normal means this isn't a challenge. It's a standard. And standards don't get turned off. Stay in it. Don't rush the days. Don't look for signs. Just obey. Execute. Repeat. This phase doesn't make you proud. It makes you dependable. And dependable men win quietly, consistently, without excuses. You're not here to feel strong. You're here to become unavoidable. Keep going. The war isn't loud, but it decides everything. Listen, by now, something has changed, and you didn't announce it. You didn't post about it. You didn't ask for approval. You just kept moving. Days 19 to 26 are where discipline stops being an effort and starts becoming your reputation. Not what you say, not what you promise, what you consistently do. You no longer wake up asking how you feel. That question doesn't control you anymore. The rules wake you up. The schedule pulls you forward. You act before emotion has time to interfere. That's not motivation. That's command. And command is felt even when nothing is said. People start noticing, not because you're louder, but because you're quieter, more precise, less available for nonsense. You show up on time. You finish what you start. You don't explain yourself. You don't complain. That alone separates you from 90% of people. Reliability is rare, and rare things carry weight. Discipline at this stage feels clean, sharp, efficient. You waste less energy arguing with yourself. Decisions are faster because the rules already exist. There's no debate. Debate is weakness trying to survive. You've starved it long enough that it's losing its voice. It still whispers, but it no longer commands. Here's what you must understand. Reputation isn't built by intensity. It's built by consistency under boredom. Anyone can impress once. Very few can be counted on every day. That's what days 19 to 26 prove to you first, and then to the world. You are becoming someone who can be trusted, and a man who can be trusted is dangerous in the best way. You don't feel proud. That's important. Pride would soften you. Instead, you feel neutral, calm, focused. Discipline has removed the emotional highs and lows. You are no longer driven by excitement or fear. You are driven by structure. Structure gives clarity. Clarity gives confidence. Not loud confidence, quiet certainty. People may test you now. They'll push boundaries. They'll assume you're flexible because you're calm. Don't correct them with words. Correct them with behavior. Keep your standards unmoved. Say less. Do more. The moment you start explaining yourself, you weaken your position. Let your actions speak. They speak clearly. By this stage, discipline has changed your posture, your pace, your presence. You don't rush. You don't procrastinate. You move when it's time to move. You stop when it's time to stop. That control is visible. Humans sense order. They respect it instinctively. You don't need dominance. Discipline creates it naturally. Do not relax here. This is where people sabotage themselves. They think, I've changed. I've earned rest. No, you've earned consistency. Rest without rules becomes decay. Keep the structure. Protect it. Guard it like a weapon. Because discipline is now your identity, and identities must be defended. You also start seeing others clearly. You notice excuses instantly. You hear laziness in tone. You recognize delay disguised as planning. This isn't arrogance, it's contrast. Your standards have risen, and everything else looks small. Stay silent. Judgment wastes energy. Execution doesn't. Days 19 to 26 are not dramatic. They're decisive. They confirm that this isn't a phase. This isn't a challenge. This is who you are now. A man who follows through. A man who keeps his word to himself. A man whose discipline is predictable, and predictability is power. By the end of this phase, you don't need reminders. You don't need fear. You don't need inspiration. The system runs itself. You show up because that's what you do. And when discipline becomes your reputation, life responds differently. Opportunities appear. Respect increases. Chaos avoids you. You're not chasing discipline anymore. You are discipline. And from this point forward, anything less would feel beneath you. Listen carefully. Day 30 isn't the finish line. It's the trap. Most people think the work is over here. They relax. They celebrate. They loosen the rules. And that's exactly where they collapse. Not because they failed, but because they succeeded and didn't know how to hold it. You complete 30 days and your mind starts whispering again. You've earned rest. You've proven yourself. You can ease up now. That voice is weakness wearing a reward mask. Discipline doesn't disappear because you hit a number. It weakens the moment you stop enforcing it. Control is rented, not owned. Stop paying the price and it leaves immediately. Here's the truth most won't tell you. Discipline feels best when it's new. After 30 days, it becomes normal. And when something becomes normal, people stop respecting it. They start skipping small things. Wake-up time drifts. Focus softens. Rules bend. They don't notice the fall because it happens quietly. One compromise at a time. This is where you separate yourself permanently. You don't ask, what now? You already know. The rules stay. The structure stays. The standards stay. You don't raise intensity. You protect consistency. Intensity burns out. Consistency builds identity. Your job after 30 days is simple. Don't become casual with what changed your life. Most people collapse because pain disappears. When discipline hurts, it feels meaningful. When it stops hurting, they think it stopped working. Wrong. That's when it starts working properly. Ease is not a signal to stop. It's proof of adaptation. Muscles grow when weight feels lighter. Discipline grows when resistance feels manageable. Another reason people fall, they look for validation. They want someone to notice. They want recognition, and when it doesn't come fast enough, they lose interest. Discipline was never about applause. It was about control. If you need an audience to stay disciplined, you were never disciplined, you were performing. After 30 days, the danger is comfort disguised as balance. I'll rest more. I'll skip today. I'll make exceptions. Exceptions are how standards die. Balance without structure is chaos. Rest without rules becomes decay. If you rest, rest with intention. If you work, work with precision. Never drift. You also start believing you're different now. That belief is dangerous. Discipline doesn't make you immune to weakness. It only makes you aware of it. The old habits don't disappear. They wait. They wait for boredom. They wait for stress. They wait for celebration. Stay alert. Control isn't loud, but it must be constant. This is the phase where discipline must evolve from effort into identity. You don't do discipline anymore. You protect it. You design your life around it. You remove friction. You reduce decisions. You build systems that force obedience even on bad days. That's how you win long-term, by removing choice. Do not look back at who you were with nostalgia. That man cost you years. Respect the process that killed him. Respect the rules that replaced him. Every time you feel like loosening them, remind yourself how hard it was to build them. Collapse isn't dramatic. It's slow, comfortable, and polite. Don't be polite with weakness. The men who collapse after 30 days aren't lazy. They're careless. They underestimate how quickly order dissolves without enforcement. You won't make that mistake. You'll stay sharp. You'll stay structured. You'll stay disciplined, even when no one's watching, especially then. 30 days showed you what's possible. What comes after decides who you become permanently. Stay cold. Stay consistent. Protect the standard. Because once discipline leaves, failure doesn't need an invitation. It walks back in like it owns the place. And you know better now. 30 days didn't make you perfect. It made weakness irrelevant. The man who failed, hesitated, and doubted is dead. What remains is control, silent, relentless, undeniable. Discipline is no longer an action. It's your presence, your identity, your reputation. The world notices, even if you don't announce it. But remember, control is rented, not owned. Complacency kills it. Obey the rules. Protect the structure. Enforce consistency. Weakness will whisper, and chaos will test you. Stay cold. Stay precise. Stay disciplined, because now your future no longer escapes you, it fears you.